An advanced leg locker? Okay. Let's see it.
In the world, I've noticed they use this simple concept at a very high level. Let me explain. Attacking the legs of a standing opponent can be very difficult, and they can often rip their leg out to escape. So as the attacker, we would like to pin their hip to the mat, which will allow us to work towards a strong finish. If you're new here to the channel, my name's Jake, and I've built a following and even a website that is proving to be very helpful for nerds looking to improve their skill in grappling. And if you're looking for people gathered around to watch Danaher talk about the concept of double trouble.
There's a sense in which you've shackled your...
Now, Tara, I'm gonna be real. I really like this position, double trouble. But I don't often get a finish as much as I would like to, especially when I control the secondary leg. Like, I find it difficult to finish a straight ankle lock.
Opponent's legs, okay? And you've robbed him of whatever athleticism he has at this point.
Traditionally, double trouble is used from a cross-ashi situation, allowing us to keep our opponent grounded as we work towards an inside heel hook. More recently, people have started to use it from a straight ashigarami situation to work towards submissions like Z-locks, but the concept remains the same. Interactions with the secondary leg help us keep the hips grounded while attacking the legs. Here we see Juni attacking from X-guard against an opponent who's wearing a knee brace. And once he grabs the secondary leg, he's so confident he's going to finish that he asks his partner if his knee is okay.
Your knee's okay?
And as he breaks his opponent down to the mat, he has a very strong form of double trouble, which leads to a very controlled and strong finish. If we can work our way to very controlling positions like this with our opponent's hip on the mat, it can lead to relatively easy leg lock finishes.
Let's talk about that Z-lock earlier tonight. How great was it?
Chat, Z-lock, I mean, I don't know why. This reaction is crazy, bro. But Z-lock's gotta be the worst submission in terms of how bad like it can mess you up.
That was so cool. I learned that this week.
This week?
Yeah, it was so cool.
Directly controlling our
Bro, jiu-jitsu people have so much autism.
opponent's secondary leg with our arms is a great representation of how to interact with the secondary leg to prevent them from building height. And it's a great concept to keep in mind when we're trying to break our opponent down to the mat. If you're trying to finish a single leg, it's going to be a lot easier if you can grab their secondary leg, transition to a double.
This is true, but guys, finishing a single leg is... If you don't know what you're doing, let go of the single leg, because I swear to God, it's just going to tire you out trying to finish it if you don't know how to finish it. I'm going to be real.
And complete the takedown. But interactions with the secondary leg can be a bit more subtle. Here we
Now, that's probably terrible wrestling advice, but listen, I'm not a black belt, okay?
see Gordon stepping on the calf of Josh. So now we're using our legs to interact with the secondary leg to prevent our opponent from building height.
He started to lift his hips, not by stepping on the floor, but by stepping on your opponent's calf.
Bro, I never seen this before.
And this sort of wedges their calf in place a little bit. So if he tries to go up to his knees, up to his feet, it's actually quite difficult from this
Nah, like, why have I never seen this? This is actually insane. I'm gonna try this tonight.
position.
Here we can see the defenders able to build to her knee, but instead of stepping on the calf, Claire takes it one step further and flares her toes to block the secondary leg. Now Claire's able to off-balance her opponent down to a hip, before securing the leg in a more classic form of double trouble, as she works towards the Z-lock finish. Again, we're looking at this idea through leg locks, but we can apply it more broadly. If we're trying to finish a single leg, we can interact with our opponent's secondary leg using our feet to destabilize them and complete the takedown.
You know what?
When it comes to
forget what I said about the single leg. If you can't finish a single leg, try and go to a double leg. I guess that's what this guy's saying. Try and control the secondary leg even in wrestling.
Acting with the secondary leg, another thing to consider is whether we're in a straight entanglement or a cross entanglement. If our opponent's leg never crosses our body and we have it on what's called our outside hip, this leg is stopping us from going behind our opponent. So our primary route to the secondary leg is going to be working in front of our opponent. However, if the leg does cross our body and we have it shelved on our inside hip, now we reach the secondary leg by going behind our opponent. So in the context
okay, I see.
of leg entanglements, if we're attacking from a straight ashigarami,
You see, chat, her toes right here is stopping her being able to build height.
the leg never passes our center line and it's on our outside hip. Therefore, we're likely going to be looking to control the secondary leg by staying in front of our opponent. However, if the leg gets passed across our body, we can still control the secondary leg by staying in front of our opponent. But now we unlock the ability to access the secondary leg by working behind our opponent.
This gives us access to the secondary leg.
Greg highlights DeAndre's match against Josh Cisneros as a beautiful example of this. DeAndre passes the leg over, which now enhances his ability to work behind his opponent to access the secondary leg.
Now this is some complicated shit, bro. This looks like a knee bar. Hold on a
Now
minute.
things start to get a bit more interesting when our interactions with the secondary leg are failing to destabilize our opponent. And when this happens from a single leg situation, we can switch from attacking the secondary leg to attacking the primary leg by putting weight down, forcing the defender's hands to the mat and exposing their back. Another example.
Yo, so this is not even about leg locks, low key. This is also getting you better at wrestling. This concept works with wrestling and leg locks. Chat, low key, see me on the mats, bro. You guys are probably gonna see this video and leg lock me now. But look, I want to get better at leg lock defense, so I guess understanding how to be better offensively will also help me be better defensively.
Example might be we initially reach for a double leg before bringing the primary leg up into this treetop position. So even though we're not able to control their secondary leg, we're upgrading the control we have over their primary leg. In terms of leg entanglements, if you're struggling to interact with their secondary leg, we can switch our attention to upgrading the control we have over their primary leg. And something like this tombstone grip is a great representation of that. We can also threaten submissions on the primary leg with
see, when this is a here, typically,
and something
I'm
like
gonna show
this
y'all what I'm talking
tombstone
about right
grip is
here.
a great representation of that. We can also
when people weave their arm in when I'm trying to triangle around the legs, I normally think, oh, I can't do anything. So this guy, what's he doing? Controls the shin,
threaten some
goes to the
missions
toes, does he?
On the primary leg, with
Picks up the toes, rolls through.
the goal of breaking
Oh, and he passed across the hip, and there's the heel. He doesn't give a fuck about it. Oh, okay.
our opponent down to the mat. But one of my favorite ways to attack the primary leg is through rotation. But more on that later, because now that we've successfully broken our opponent down to the mat, our submissions are going to be a lot more effective.
Most of the catastrophic breaks, if not all of them, occur when both the attacker and defender hips are the same height off the ground, right?
Now, if you've seen my recent video on submissions, you know that we have to use
Yo, low-key, I'm getting to the point now where it's too much information. Whereas if I keep on watching, I feel like I'm not going to take in anything because it's too much. So let me try and break this down, okay? Now look. I'm gonna be real, okay? Let me keep it a book right now. Okay, look. Everybody, chill out. Alright, hold on. This is what we got so far. Oh shit, hold on. This is what we got so far. Basically, I'm gonna break it down for y'all, right? When you are attacking a leg, the primary defense will be the secondary leg, okay? I feel like this is pretty much known, okay? But to take it one step further, if you can control the secondary leg, it increases your likelihood of getting the finish on the primary leg that you're attacking. This doesn't just apply to leg locks. It also applies to wrestling, as we've seen here. If the leg, bruh, you're all trying to make me watch an ad. It's 2025, bro. You know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna try work this, guys. Hopefully you learned something in this video. I'm gonna link the original video in the description if you want to study for yourself. Shout out Lim BJJ. I want to say, what's his name? Less impressed, more involved. Yeah, guys, check out his channel. Very educational. I'm gonna like the video. So guys, I'm already subscribed, but definitely check that guy out. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next breakdown.